Hello everybody, welcome back. As you can see, we are back at the new beginnings and our solar panels are looking pretty smart up there on the roof. They, as you can see, are not in a perfectly good line, but I want to, at some stage, put up another row of solars because our infrastructure is growing. We now have solar panels. We have a communications and data center, which I think is looking pretty good. I haven't looked at lights yet. We will get to those. And I got a really good idea given to me when I uploaded the previous infrastructure build, and that was, instead of these, to use this, which is a sound mixer board, which I think is a brilliant idea. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let's buy it and see what we can do with it. What do you say? This blue actually drives me a little bit crazy because you can't actually see what the heck you're doing. There we go. That's perfect. That gives us extra mysterious switches for our non-compliant solar system. So thank you very much. I do appreciate all comments, suggestions, and helpful hints. Now, the other thing, actually standing here, can you see the lights sparkling and like traveling on the DB board? That's quite interesting as well. So thank you. That is awesome. Now, behind me is our server, which, as you can see, we've got computers stuck here. We've got all the different points and bits and bobs, and this is going to be the only place that has a laptop. So there's that, and then these are cupboards. And as you can see, the cupboards have shelves because we can store stuff in here, like spare keyboards and all that good stuff. You know what IT is like. Gotta have a place to put the stuff. That is basically where we'll be putting this stuff, and it just gives an extra bit of storage. I'm still not sure about the color of the walls. Should I change these walls to a creamier color, or should we keep them this sort of grayish? Today, I have done some research. I will be honest with you, we have done some research. And today is the day that we're going to be doing a bit more in here. Now, I researched hydroponics, and it seems that I did have the basic right idea. There we go. Although the dirt then looks very obvious, doesn't it? It's fine. But we're going to use this for a lot of our hydroponics. I was also suggested that we use these, which will work perfectly. So, and that sits on the floor. If I pick you up, there must have been a glitch somewhere. That was just not allowing anything to sit on the floor. So yay, we are probably going to need a little bit more land. So let me get out my little make hole tool. Okay, so shall we not stand in front of as you can see, it's floating right now. I'll have to fit it nicely onto the roof. But what we're going to do is we are going to have a whole bunch of these hydroponic things here. There we go. We've got grass in our little greenhouse. Now these work. Damn you. Look at that. You see that? That's because it's new, I guess. Look at that. And it makes a very interesting cross section. So yes, that looks pretty effective, even without any plants in them. Nice one. Okay, need a few more, don't I? Alright, we just need 2 more of these, one of those. And And then what we can do with this little friend is drag him over here. Should be fine. That pretty much would cover almost all of it. If you maybe put him there, and then we put another one over there, that will cover all the hydroponics. All right, now I have a sheet here next to me, and I was looking at hydroponics. The pots at the bottom are fairly broad, almost bucket shaped opposed to sort of this shape there. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, damn it. Seriously. Something like that. And I want you. Who knows what will be going on these? I was thinking of putting them sort of against, so maybe the next time I come out here, the ground will be usable and I can add more. And I don't have to sit here and fight with it. So that would be the concept. Now I just need to find, I did look at sort of what we had here, and we've got a lot of sort of short plant types, but I'm looking for, you know what, let's start with the one thing that I did find that I wanted to use, and let's see if I can. Of course not. Why would I be able to plant lettuce? Fine, I'll just plant lettuce by myself, especially if you get the lettuce where you just have to pull the leaves off. I do like the fact that these are 4-tiered. Okay, we have lettuce, which is great. Now I've got a sort of idea of what we can use. We need herbs, and I know we've got herbs, but the herbs are smaller. One is mint. Then we have basil. Next, marjoram. Okay, so this is the concept. So eventually there will be just reams and reams and reams of plants. I'm going to leave that until I actually just sit, put some music on and load up the hydroponics. What do you say? And you have a constant source of water. I think that'll work. So that is the basic hydroponics section. Now what's nice about this is you walk through here, you walk in here, and here's your kitchen. So the hydroponics section is super close to the kitchen, to the pantry, and you can just bring your produce in, which I think works pretty well. So there's that. Now the next thing we have to do, I haven't got further without excavating out there, but we need a water source. And I did a little bit of a very small amount of research about a basic water source. I was thinking of a well. So you drill down to the water table and you put in a pump and you do all that sort of stuff. But I was also thinking, I don't know if I actually want to drill, well, put in a water source so that we can actually, and then build the underground. Let me know if you want me to try and do that. That's going to be fun. The underground water source is a whole different ballgame. Now, I don't know. That's not going to work. I'm looking for a tank like that. That might work for the top of the water pressure tank. So you've got pipes, you've got pressure switches, you've got power, and then you've got your storage. That's why I came here, because, you know, it's probably it's closest to the hydroponics, which works well. and we can bury a couple of these, possibly halfway. That is going into the wall, so that's great. Again, I'm as much a plumber as I am an electrician. There's a distinct possibility of fire, floods, or other. But I mean, that'll work. I'm quite chuffed with that. The only thing I'm not chuffed about is the fact that are these tanks sitting square? That's better. They looked a little off. And then all the underground bits and bobs that are needed, like the gate valve, non-return valve, and all the rest of the stuff, can actually be underground, I think. I mean, what do I know? So there's your water. It would be linked to an underground pump. And I still need to build stairs to go out there. So I've been playing with the abandoned fairground, and I've been having a lot of fun with the lights. So I hope you watched the last video. It was really cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'll be back with that. All right, and then in here we have a bathroom, and I've been messing around with it, and I hate absolutely everything that I've been doing. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of that. Let's see what will fit in here. That fits. The big one? Oh, the big one fits perfectly, actually. And it slides, so that's actually good. So maybe it should go this side, because then we can put this door a little bit further down. And then you've got a bit more space for your toilet and wash basin. I'm thinking of no tank, simply because you wouldn't be storing water in the tank. You'd be pulling water, especially from the toilets, from a sort of a wastewater system. And we are probably going to need to put some form of tiling or something on the walls here. Quite like that idea. What do you say? I'm not sure. Let me know if that looks weird or not. And then we can put tiles and stuff on the walls. Because you've got multiple drawers here to store stuff in. A simple, straightforward mirror. And then again, we're going to come in here. I just don't know what color I want to change this to. It looks pretty good. I will take it. Okay, what are we going to do for... I've been playing in story mode. What are we going to do for tiles on the floors? Too dark. Okay, that's not bad. We do that on the back wall there. See, I like that better than the beige, the greyish. That's just me, I like grey as opposed to greyish. Not too much texture all in one room, do you think? Maybe. The ceiling still looks beige, but it's actually rich grey 5. No, that just bugs me. Okay, so I've put a couple of odds and ends into the bathroom. We've got some towels, toilet roll, All these little drawers can have stuff. We've got some towels here for when you get out of the shower. And instead of pump bottles or squeeze bottles, which is plastic, which is not really recyclable, we've got the refillable body wash and hand wash containers. And this is a hand dryer, so I think that looks pretty good as a very basic but fairly cool bathroom. I was thinking of putting in, when we were in here, I asked what should we put here, and I'm thinking of, it's almost like a microwave, but a fancy one, or I don't know how to explain it, something that can like just generate you a porridge for breakfast without having to go through the kitchen and the cooking process. So I'm going to have to figure out how to build that. I'll have a look at a couple of things and see what I can find from them. Where you just walk up and push a button. It's like a very, very high-tech vending machine. So it would probably involve multiple microwave ovens. We're going to have to find the fanciest microwave we've got. Maybe something like that, but in multiple areas with hatches and things, so you can program it to feed you in the event of not wanting to do anything. So yeah, that's for next time though. So guys, I'm going to leave it here. I have been a bit frustrated today, but I think we've managed to do a fair amount. I don't know if you saw the end result of my shelves here. I'm not sure if I recorded this, but this is where all the food will be stored. And I'm probably going to move this forward or take it away completely and maybe put some bins in. So something like this would also work on the shelves as storage. So you've got various things stored, and then we've got these containers, and then we can probably put in, I don't really want to use the wooden crates, but we also have our little very useful box which can be changed. These could also probably work. Yes, we can do it without the lid. There he is. We could probably put bins here. I mean, what would you put in these? Potatoes? Rice? Vegetables? I don't know. Take your pick. Storage of items. Okay, I'm going to go and play with lights now and try and figure out which ones I like for this place. It might just end up as like little pot lights. We shall have to see. So guys, I'm going to leave it here. I hope you are enjoying the new beginning. Once we finish this installation, we can then carry on with our excavation to the other side. Over here, which isn't very far along at all. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.